Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the noPhoto mounting process itself. The way it works is you've got these two brackets. They screw into where your license plate would normally screw in, and they've got three different levels here for you to actually attach the noPhoto to. So the top screw's there. If your car has slots for bottom screws, I would recommend putting this in as well, just to, well, you'll see in a bit, but it keeps this thing from popping out. So it just keeps everything more tightly attached to your car. So something that I've noticed when applying it, the way it works is you see you've got the three screws here, which actually allows you to attach the noPhoto at a couple different levels. When you're putting it in, make sure you definitely tighten this one's down. You don't want this thing to have any play. This one I've attached deliberately loose. I haven't actually screwed this in yet. And what I wanted to show you was this right here. This little back thing that pops in. And this has a tendency of popping out sometimes if this isn't attached properly. So take this off real quick just to show you. And depending on the screws that you have for your car, this may or may not be an issue. But if we take a look in here, the way these brackets work, the noPhoto screws into this side, and you have these little metal things that go in there. I do wish they were super glued inside, because when you're messing with them, they can have a tendency of falling out like that. So you just saw. So something you may want to consider doing when you're doing this installation is super glue these things actually into the brackets. That way they don't go anywhere, because they're supposed to be, fixed forever basically. So either something noPhoto could do before shipping them out, or you could do it yourself before you actually apply this. So that'll actually help when you go to install this. But basically you put this in here, screw it down, and hopefully these things will stay in place. If you look at my car behind the license plate, there's actually a spot here where they can kind of like fall, and it makes them easier. They're not actually pressed against the metal. There's a gap behind them, like that. So just something I noticed when doing my car. Something else that I've noticed, the screw right here that comes with my car is actually pretty thick. So it's kind of some thickness that way, and there's also a couple extra washers there that aren't removable. And what that means is you can't actually fully press the noPhoto in and screw it in properly. It does have a couple different slots there, the three screws. If you put it up on the top one, it'll actually partially cover up that screw so that you can't actually steal the noPhoto and remove it. However, because the screw itself is kind of thick, I can't mount it on the highest level and cover it up because it pushes the noPhoto out too far. So I have to actually mount it lower and keep the screws visible. So the security screws that I have aren't really doing anything because I can't actually screw this thing in high enough to cover those screws. So you could actually steal it off my car. So a solution to that would actually be to get thinner screws right here. That way, let's see if I can even show from the side. That'll make more sense. See that? So it would actually push the noPhoto away. So I have to keep it slightly under the screws. So that would be something good. If you notice this with your car, get thinner screws. So that's another thing that I've noticed. But other than that, it's pretty simple. If you got thick screws like I do, it is easier to first attach these to the back of the noPhoto and then apply the whole thing to the car. Otherwise, if you're going to go this way, especially if you've got thin screws here and you want to stealthily mount this, attach these first and then attach the noPhoto to the car.